Thank you so much for joining in the session. Today on the session, we are talking about the learners to earners try a career in computer science, the demand in computer science in Canada for for students, for our future prospective students who are looking for aspiration and students who are looking for, they have a dreams to study in Canada. They are looking for great opportunity. How we as the ApplyBoard and our exclusive partnership with Algoma University, what they're going to bring on the table, what they're going to discuss today. And I'm sure this session is definitely going to be very informative, very productive. This is Nisha Dharamwal, and I'm the International Recruitment Manager for ApplyBoard and representing Algoma University. I'm not only taking care of South Asia market, but I'll be handling Pakistan, Africa, and different nationalities altogether. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to always reach out to me. I'm sorry for my camera because I'm trying my best, but the network is really bad for my side, but I'll just try to make it up. So today we're going to discuss about the opportunity in computer science and why it is important for our partners and for our students. This is something that we're going to discuss on this agenda. So today's webinar, the duration is like 40 minutes. We have our very special guest from Algoma University who's going to discuss about why Algoma and why computer science. It is absolutely future demand for international student. But I can tell you, like, since I've been working exclusive for Algoma University and I have seen the immense growth within the university. We have amazing students who have been studying for computer science program. We have amazing courses. And Algoma has developed new courses in master's level programs. So I think this is not just the opportunity, but students who are looking for hand-on experiences. Like we have a co-op program, we have an internship, we have a placement for international student. But that's something we're going to discuss on today's agenda. So why international student education? It is very important. Can you just go to the previous slide, please? Why international education drive high-paying careers, especially there are certain programs. So as we all discussing and highlighting about the STEM courses, and Algoma has a top-notch program within the bachelor's degree and master degree program. And we all are discussing about the demand and skill level program, like labor market expectations right now. And that's what the Canadian government, the immigration, they are looking for, inviting and experiencing that students should come explore the opportunity in STEM programs. And how ApplyBoard success for your student. It is just not about we're going to discuss the university prospect, but you should know as the ApplyBoard, as a tech company, what we have to offer you. Not just your application process, but there are a lot of key opportunities we have that you're going to discuss with your future clients. At Algoma University, that's something that our professor and we have today, Brent, who's going to discuss about why Algoma University and the programs we have. Next slide, please. And we have our very special guest today. I'm sure most of you have seen Brent many times. Like I've been working with Algoma with ApplyBoard last 5 years. Brent and I travel n number of places together. We have done our recruitment, and you have seen, if you're from India, I think you have seen many times with Brent. If you're from Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, so I think you have seen Brent many times. So today we have Brent one again. So Brent from SCA department, like he's our vice president, international affairs and recruitment department, and he'll be coming to India super soon at Top Recruiter Workshop. So you'll get a chance to meet him in person. And we have our very special guest also. We have a professor from Faculty of Computer Science and Technology. We have a Dr. Miguel. So they're both going to discuss about why Algoma, why computer science, what all the opportunities we have on today's session. Next slide, please. So why international student education drive high pay career? As we're discussing about the top-notch courses within the Canada, like so students who are looking for whether it's a bachelor's degree or master degree program. So what after completing the program, we have students who are looking for post-study work rights opportunities. So especially students who are looking for 3 years and 4-year bachelor's degree program. Definitely, those courses are high demand skills at the moment, and that's an opportunity for our partners and for our students also. Especially, they should focus on our those program, which it's in the demand right now in Canada. Eureka, are you around? Yeah. So that's what we have been discussing about the highest opportunity considering within the international students and the students who are expecting they're looking for jobs in Canada, the opportunities within the long-term opportunity, just not the programs or after completing the program, but Canada has a massive opportunity where students can definitely look for permanent residency options, right? So there are a number of factors where students can consider Canada still as a number one destination. And as offers favorable post-study work opportunity, whether they are looking for bachelor's degree program, 3 years and 4 year degree, or postgrad diploma, or master degree courses like computer science program or masters in data analytics, you will definitely get 3 years of stay back opportunity. So I think that's something the Canadian immigration always allow international student, not within the program or the limitation within the specific regions or province we have, but that's something you need to assure how Algoma can also benefits you. Next slide, please. Now, in demand jobs in computer science, like software development, as we all are well processed about the intelligence of like computer science, how computer science can be a massive opportunity for international student, not within your home country, but if you're looking forward to study in Canada, those labor market expectations can give you a number of opportunity when students are looking for programs like healthcare department, a web developer, students who are looking for AI programs, artificial intelligence, students who are looking for professional courses like technical courses. These courses are on high payrolls. No matter what, wherever you go or what locations are you considering, these courses has a massive opportunity and higher pay skills also. But if I'll talk about Algoma University specifically, because we do have those courses where help international students for finding the job within the university or outside the campus also. But you need to understand what kind of a program you should consider, which helps for your long-term plans and your growth as well. Next slide, please. ApplyBoard has a fast track process and success for our recruitment partners. So you should know not just within the institute, you can find the options, the program, shortlisting, but how as an ApplyBoard, we can help you to drive for your entire application journey. It's a one-stop solution for our partner when they're looking for a journey for international student. You can find on the portal, we have an N number of options. We have almost 1,500 institution within the ApplyBoard portal where you can find the best option as for your comfort zone, as per your preference, the options you are looking, whether you are looking for options like US, UK, or Canada. They have the option as per your like capability, the options you're looking for. So whether you're looking for diplomas or you're looking for bachelor's degree or you're looking for master's program. So ApplyBoard is one of the options for you where you can find all the options within the filter, and it's easy and it's very, very convenient for you. So how you can drive your application, how you can look for a better option and schemes within the ApplyBoard, what for like discounts, the options we have for students, what kind of for vouchers, especially if you're looking for English language tests, preparation. So we have TOEFL, we have IELTS, we have so many options for our partners where you can go and find out each and everything within our portal. Next slide, please. You can reach the capacity when you're looking for post-grad work opportunity. So that's something you can see when you're logging in ApplyBoard portal. So this is, I think, one of the easiest options for our recruitment partner. And I'm sure the partners who have joined this our webinar, you have all the access for ApplyBoard where you can find out, where you can see the within the filter what institute has a DLI options, what institute has like in a post-study work opportunity, in what program or what province has the highest opportunity for getting the faster or like higher visa success rate. So that's something, it's easier and convenient for our partners when they are looking for finding their option within your budget, within your area, and within the institute you're looking for. So we have a diversity when we're talking about Canada. You can look for better universities option. So, and those universities option where you can get for students who are getting the postgraduate work right availability on your search, on your filter. And these filters can capture your postgrad visa in all your destination market, not just within the Canada. Next slide, please. So talking about the faster tech enabled turnaround time. So if I talk about just an example, because as an institute, as a public university, Algoma has like highest and very quick, and the turnaround time, if I talk about, it's very faster. So when you're applying for any student's application, you will get the faster turnaround time. So that's one of the key, that's one of the thing that we always encourage to our partner. Why ApplyBoard is a unique platform, because you will see n number of opportunity when you can see on the portal. So get your application decision in within the few 2 business working days, because that makes our application journey fast and quicker. Because there are times when students are waiting for the offer letter decision, like 30 days, 60 days. But when you're looking for our top notch or elite options within the apply board, you will get fastest decision, rather you have to wait for long period of time. So that makes your students like more confident that why you should pick apply board as a tech company or as a like. And when you're looking for institute like Algoma or any institutes within the apply board, that's something you can find the faster decisions over here. Improve your workflow and boost efficiency with exclusive tech options within the apply board, because it's just not that you have an option for find the course and option filtering, but you can find out the with what affordable tuition fees institutes we have. So I think we have all the options within the ApplyBoard portal also. So you can just find, get every easy access for your international student. Next slide, please. Expertise. So stay ahead for all the competition for a straight trusted expert, because if I talk about the blogs and email, all the latest information, ApplyBoard has all those parameter where you can see on the welcome to assist, because we always make sure we can guide, we can give all the realistic right informations to our partner whenever you're looking for any kind of events or blogging or testimonial or in-demand job programs or new changes of policy by IRCC or the Canadian Immigration or any institute. So make sure you can log in ApplyBoard portal where you can find all the alternative and you can find all the latest information in our ApplyBoard system. Next slide, please. So convert your applications to enrollment. So that's something you should know, that why ApplyBoard and why you should check these important tools, because when you're using these portals, you should be very confident that why our system has been accurate and why it is important for you and for your student journey. So take advantage step-by-step quality assurance for every application screening, right from the application journey. For when you're submitting the application, you're submitting student document, turnaround for your like student LOA, the tuition deposit, and your enrollment part, because that makes our entire application journey within the apply board. And our apply proof makes our application more confident and shows the authentication also. Because when you're using apply board portal, so you can see the application journey, the success rate for within the institute and within the partner, like apply board, so that you feel very confident while using these kind of platforms. Next slide, please. And one-stop shop for everything you need for your student. As we are talking about the affordability, as we're talking about the students like finance for the loan, like English language test vouchers, for test prep for international students, and the GIC loan process, you should know what all services ApplyBoard has. So you can just go and log on for a vast value added services where we have all the options for our recruitment partners, like deals on English language exam, especially for Duolingo test, on Pearson test English, and for international students who are finding for like loan process. So GIC, we have something, those options, and for international student, RBC GIC program, because that makes your life easy and convenient when you're looking for these kind of aspect. And we have a student loan services also. Next slide, please. So apply board, I'm sure most of the partners, because you have our account manager, so who can always assist you and guide you, because we have a student loan process and how we can support to our partners and student, because that makes your life very easy. Because there are times when students finding difficulty for when they're looking for private and public banks when they're finding difficulty with the long process and the delays, because schools, the international institutes have their own discipline in terms of guidelines and the process and the deadline. But how ApplyBoard as value added services, how we can support you when you're looking for these kind for tools and advantages. So we have a partnership with ICICI Bank, we have a HDFC Credila, we have a Avance, IDFC First Bank, we have a Empower and Prodigy. So make sure if you're looking for any kind of a loan services, make sure you can reach out to our account manager who can give you more support for the loan journey. Because if your student finding difficulty with any private or any other bank, so make sure you can reach out to our ApplyBoard team who can assist your entire student loan process within 7 to 10 business working days. Our application process is fast with a less documentation. Have to struggle with different banks altogether, but that's how the process we have within the ApplyBoard. Next slide, please. And with that, my journey is here. It's end now. And now I'll pass this to Brent and talk to Dr. McGill, who's going to speak about Algoma University, what all advantages we have, what demand skills programs we have, what kind of a scholarship and affordability, and what kind of a jobs we have within the institute, and if you're looking for off campuses. So let's from our very special guest, for our one and only Brent Krimpoche. He's going to speak about Algoma University, and I'm sure you heard this many time, but let's see what we have, the special discussion, what special topic we have from Brent and Dr. Miguel, and they're going to speak about. But if you have any questions, feel free to please unmute. You cannot unmute yourself, but you can put your question on the chat box. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much for listening me. Without further ado, I'll pass this to Brent now. Brent, over to you.
Great. Thanks for the introduction, Nisha. And if you've heard it several times, hopefully I'm not going to bore you again. That's why I'm happy to have a co-host or guest with me today, Dr. Ruiz Garcia from the Faculty of Computer Science. Thanks a lot for joining today. I'm excited to see how many people on the call, even one recruitment partner from Brampton that woke up at 5:30 in the morning like Dr. Garcia and myself to be on the call today. So it's great to be here, and we're very happy with our partnership with ApplyBoard over the years, and happy to support them and have them allow us to connect with all of you today. So I'll go through a couple of slides quickly, and then I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Ruiz Garcia to talk about the Faculty of Computer Science here at Algoma University. Trying to advance the slides here. There we go. So just a couple reminders about Algoma and why we feel you should be thinking Algoma first when you're considering where to send students or where to advise students to attend. And I think we've narrowed it down to 5 points that we think make Algoma a top choice, especially for computer science. One, high visa approval rate at the university. The fact that we're a public university, so government regulated university in Canada, where you can be assured that the quality is high. The students you're sending are getting the same quality education that Canadian students are getting at universities in Canada. Low tuition rates. So amongst government or public universities in Ontario, Algoma's got the lowest tuition. High demand postgraduate eligible programs. We're going to talk today, Dr. Garcia is going to tell us about our highest demand program at the university, or faculty at the university in computer science. And then the great locations in Ontario, with a campus located in Brampton, part of the Greater Toronto area, and then a campus in Sault Ste. Marie, which is a smaller city north of Toronto that Dr. Garcia and myself both live in. There's a bit of a lag between me trying to move the slides and the slides actually moving. When I mentioned visa success rate, and just to go into a bit of detail here, so Algoma's visa approval rate this year, the latest stats we have from IRCC, was 72%, and that's in a year where we know visa approval rates have been dropping around the world, so that's very high. So what we tell, if you're promoting Algoma University, if you have 10 students applying to come to Algoma University, between 7 and 8 of them are going to get visas to come to the university. So you're going to end up with happy students, happy parents, and good for you. Versus a lot of schools where the visa approval rate is between 40 and 50%, almost twice as many students will get visas to come to Algoma. And that 72% is for students across the globe and all different programs. I can say that students who are applying through ApplyBoard, it's much higher. It's over 80%. And when I talk about our faculty of computer science in particular and our master's programs, we're seeing for the master's programs in computer science that the visa approval rate is over 90% for that program, that students who are applying for a visa are getting them to come and study computer science at Algoma University. Next up, I'm going to talk a little just about, Anisha mentioned the postgraduate work permit opportunities. The only point I would make about Algoma, and I know that ApplyBoard, Nisha mentioned, has a filter so you can see what programs are post PGWP eligible. At Algoma, you don't have to worry. Every single program that we offer at Algoma qualifies students for a postgraduate work permit. And that's because the government in Canada has prioritized public universities when determining what programs qualify. So no field of study requirement for our bachelor's and master's programs. All of our graduate certificates qualify for a postgraduate work permit. And with that, I think I will pass it over to Dr. Garcia to talk a little bit about specifically about the Faculty of Computer Science. So over to you, Miguel, and just let me know when you'd like me to advance the slides.
Thank you so much, Brent, and good morning, good evening, everybody. So I'm a full professor from the Faculty of Computer Science. I've been teaching different courses, and I'm also the graduate officer. I'm in charge of the master's programs. And yes, we have diverse body of professors here in the Faculty of Computer Science, and also we have a diverse body of students. We receive international students in both campuses, in Sault Ste. Marie and Brampton. And we have more than 2,500 students right now. So this is the fastest growing faculty within the university. We have, of course, undergraduate and graduate students, We have 3 bachelor specializations: mobile software engineering, computer games technology, computer games and creative arts. In my case, I teach in those specializations. I teach game development courses, and I also teach in the master's programs. We have the Bachelor of Computer Science as well. So the students can complete the Bachelor of Computer Science in 3 years or 4 years, depending on the option that they take. We have a thesis-based bachelor program. The bachelor specializations take 4 years each. We also have the accelerated bachelor degree in computer science. So students can complete the accelerated degree in 1 year. This is for students who have a previous degree, and they take specialized courses in computer science, and they get a degree, a computer science degree in 1 year. And of course, we have advanced computer science programs. We have high-end computers students can use. We have really specialized computer labs. We have computer servers that students use and also professors use for doing research. We have, for example, XR facilities. We have VR and AR headsets and gaming computers, high-end gaming computers that students can use for their assignments and projects. Next, please. Why study computer science? This is a really fast growing area all over the world, not just in Canada. We always need computer science specialists in different areas, in IT areas and research areas also. Companies, organizations are always looking for AI specialists, machine learning specialists, cybersecurity specialists. Computer scientists are always in high demand. So there is actually a study from the government of Canada about the shortage of IT specialists in the country and also in the province of Ontario and in the world. We need more IT specialists. So definitely this area is growing a lot every year, around 22%. The courses that we offer were designed according to the needs of the market, according to the needs of the organizations and companies. And I'm referring to the bachelor courses and also the master's courses. So for example, the master's courses were designed according to the actual needs of the IT industry and the research areas. Yeah. Thank you. Next one, please. So as I mentioned, we have the Bachelor of Computer Science. We have the honors version also that takes 4 years and the thesis program. We have the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. We have the specializations, 3 specializations currently, the mobile software engineering and the games, as I mentioned. So the average requirements are 65%, as you can see there. And for the English language test requirements, we have an IELTS of 6 with individual bands, 6 also. The Pearson PTE 60, Duolingo 110. So that's for the bachelor programs, okay? And for the Duolingo, no band below 90. So for the TOEFL, I believe it's 79. Yeah, 79 for the Bachelor of Computer Science. Next, please. We
And I'll
also,
just,
sorry?
oh, go ahead, Miguel. I was going
No,
to
go
jump in. I
ahead.
didn't know if you were familiar with this slide.
No, you go ahead. Thank you, Brent.
Yeah, just a quick point that, so for all of the programs Miguel just talked about, the bachelor programs at Algoma University, that beginning last year, there is an automatic scholarship. Every student admitted to those programs, regardless of their academic background, gets an automatic scholarship of $2,500 per year. So that reduces last year, tuition was $20,500. That reduces it to $18,000 per year. And that's on top of any academic scholarship that students are receiving. We know that many of our students are good students, so they're coming from strong academic backgrounds, and they're getting academic scholarship of $1,000 or $2,500 per year. All of a sudden, they've taken that total cost of $20,500 and they've reduced it to between $15,000 and $18,000 per year. They're getting, in a 3-year degree, they've got an opportunity to earn a bachelor's degree for less than $50,000 in some cases. So great opportunity for students, and we've continued that for another year based on demand for the program. And because Miguel, Dr. Garcia mentioned demand for students to enroll in STEM programs in Ontario. So I'll move it on to the next slide for you, Miguel.
Yes, thank you. So we also offer the graduate certificates on cybersecurity, AI and data science, and IT. As you can see there, some graduate certificates take 2 years. The IT certificate takes 1 year. And the English language requirements are IELTS 6, and no individual band below 6. And the Pearson PTE 60, Duolingo 110. So the graduate certificates, again, they are designed according to the industry needs. Okay. For example, cybersecurity, as I mentioned, it's a really sought area. Companies are always looking for cybersecurity specialists and, of course, IT specialists. Is this the next one? I think so,
Yeah,
right?
no, sorry. There's a lag. The slide's moving. I'll try to get it back to the right spot. We're getting there. So while we find the right program, and I'm on the right slide now, hopefully it doesn't move on me again. But just before I pass it back to Dr. Garcia, the cybersecurity and the AI graduate certificates are brand new. They may not even be on the AB portal yet. I hope they're on the portal today, but we are accepting applications for fall for first intake for those programs. So let me get you back to where you need to be.
In the meantime,
It's
I can
the
mention
master's programs are where
yeah,
we're going.
yes, that's a master's program slide. I think, yes, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, we offer 2 master's programs. One is course-based. The Master of Computer Science is course-based. It takes 1 year or 3 semesters to complete. And the requirements are the bachelor degree in IT or computer science or a related field with a minimum of 75% or be the last 2 years of the bachelor program, and an IELTS of 6.5 overall, no less than 6 in each band. And the Master of Science in Computer Science, that's a new program. It will start in this fall. That takes 2 years to complete. And of course, that includes a thesis project. And that's a little bit more advanced. It requires more research than the Master of Computer Science. Yeah, and the requirements are the same. Again, bachelor degree related to computer science or IT, a minimum of B plus, and an IELTS of 6.5.
And I'll just add that the Master of Science in Computer Science is a new program. So that's not available for application right now. We're just waiting on government. It's been approved. We're just waiting for approval to process the application. So expect to see that in the portal, open on the portal mid-March, and we'll make sure that Nisha and the team let you know that they're available. or when they're available that you can submit applications for them. So let me go to the next slide. It may be me again.
Yeah,
I'll
sorry,
take,
just to clarify, thank you.
Yep.
Just to clarify, the Master of Computer Science is already running. So we already have
Yeah.
students there in the master's program. But yeah, the Master of Science in Computer Science is a new program. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for the clarification. So I talked about our tuition earlier, so I won't mention that again. I just will highlight a couple changes based on the new directive from government around our tuition deposits that we're taking at the university. So we've decided to be consistent with what the government requires or has said is required in terms of tuition deposit. So now for bachelor programs and graduate certificate programs, the tuition deposit is $2,000. And that's what the Ontario government is saying is required. So that $2,000 is required to receive a reserve your spot in the program and receive a PAL. So process for bachelor and graduate certificate programs, you apply to the program, we offer you admission, student pays a deposit, $2,000, and we issue the PAL. All of this should happen within a couple of days. I think from application to PAL could be done in a week if the student is, if they're prepared to make the deposit. We definitely will take more than that. If you're encouraging students to pay more, no problem. We will take the deposit, but the minimum is $2,000. And I wanted to point out that for the master's program, and this is what the government in Canada is saying, that there's zero deposit requirement. So for our master's program in Masters of Computer Science and Master of Science, which is coming, zero deposit requirement for the PAL. When the student's offered admission with their LOA, they'll receive a PAL. There's still a deposit required post-PAL to reserve the kind of to confirm the spot, but no deposit required to receive the PAL. They'll receive the PAL with the LOA so they can apply for their study permit. Go on to the next slide. I'm nervous. I was getting impatient earlier. I was hitting the button too many times, and that's where the slides were jumping around. I won't go into too much detail in scholarships. We mentioned the computer science specific scholarships earlier, but we've also, these are academic scholarships that apply to all of the programs at the university. Keep moving along here, so there's some time for questions. And while I'm waiting for my slide to move for me, and here we are, important dates. So for the spring, tomorrow is the last day to submit an application if you're outside Canada, or maybe, yeah, Friday is the last day. End of April for onshore students. Tuition deposit is approaching March 7th, the last day to pay a tuition deposit, but really pushing September right now. But I think the bulk of applications should be coming in for the September term right now. We're very excited that the portals are open. We're accepting applications for all of the programs that we just talked about. And I think Nisha inserted, there's a slide, Nisha or Erica inserted at the end, but trying to highlight too that we do have a tuition deposit bonus in place right now, where for every tuition deposit, Algoma is paying a bonus to RPs of $200. Those are paid monthly. So we know that the enrollment cycle is long. If a student applies now for September, the commission will come probably in October, but at least now the tuition deposit incentive is paid on a monthly basis. So you'll receive that almost immediately. I'll move on to the next slide. Thank you for joining us. Perfect. Over to you, Nisha, to wrap things up.
Perfect. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Dr. Miguel, for explaining and throughout the presentation. I think it's absolutely power-packed. It's very informative. I think most of our partners have learned a lot within our webinar when we have hosted 2 weeks ago. So I think most of the partners are well thorough about our process, the application journey, the process, offer letter to application, to our enrollment, the tuition deposit and all that stuff. But if any partners have any questions, feel free to put it on the chat box. But I can see Vishal has been replying all the questions right now, like answers here. But I can pick a couple of common questions here so that it will be easy for you, so we can wrap it up accordingly. But as you can see on the slide, the last slide we have, this is absolutely exclusive for our ApplyBoard partners. If you're just converting any application or any like tuition deposit, you will be eligible for 200 Canadian dollar. So this is absolutely incredible opportunity, no matter what, if you're from India, you're from Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, for any part of South Asia, or you're from Africa, or you're from Turkey, or you're from like Pakistan or Bangladesh, I don't know, wherever you are. But if you're converting any single applications to Algoma University, this is absolutely a great opportunity for you to earn 200 Canadian dollar. Whether you are pushing your application for spring intake or for fall intake, you can convert, you can earn easily 200 Canadian dollars. So make sure if you need more information from us, you can reach out to our dedicated account manager so that they can give you appropriate information about these incentive plans. So without further ado, I will take a couple of questions, Brent, for you, if that's okay for you. And then in next 10 minutes, we can wrap this webinar. So some of our partners, they asked the same question when we hosted the webinar 2 weeks ago about a zero tuition deposit. Can you just elaborate a bit? Because last time one of our RP asked the same question from Nigeria, like zero deposit, but will that impact our visa application journey? Because since we have been accepting like minimum tuition deposit or full tuition deposit, I think that's absolutely a condition from our RPs when they're going to speak to our students. But do you think that like no zero deposit, but they are still getting LOA? Is it confirmed? But they are still getting palliative from our side. Is there anything that they should be mindful enough when they are committing to our student? Can you just highlight some of the points?
Sure. We certainly haven't seen a change in visa approval rate, that students are still successful getting visas to come to Canada. All of our deposit is based on what the government directive here in Canada. So I don't think a lesser deposit will impact visa approval rate, but I would not change necessarily the way that you're counseling students. If you feel that a larger deposit will give them a stronger chance of a visa approval, then by all means, continue to counsel them that way. They'll still need to pay the fees before the start of classes. It's just the deposit is basically just to reserve their spot. So if they have the funds available to pay for the full semester or the full year, by all means, you can recommend them to do that. There won't be any problems. But really, we're just saying that in order to reserve your spot, and some of these programs, particularly at the master's level and the graduate certificate level even, there are limited seats. So I think if the student can pay the deposit for graduate certificates or bachelor's to reserve their seat, and same thing with masters, to do that right away, pay the minimum, reserve the seat, and then they can pay the rest later if they want before they apply for their study permit.
Perfect. What I can understand, and I think most of the partners, they have a bit of understanding what you just explained. If the student do not have any financial bound or any stress, they can still pay full deposit, they can pay minimum deposit, or if they reserve this spot, like the seat, they cannot make any deposit, but they can still grant, they can still get the final letter of acceptance, and they can still get the PAL from our side. I would encourage to all the amazing partners, those who have joined this session, please go and talk to your student. We have all the conditions because we just want to make sure we can give all the accessibility, we can give all the options to our students. If you can pay full deposit, there is no condition. If you want to pay minimum deposit or one semester or zero deposit, but if you want to make a reserve for any of the specific intake, feel free to go for it. So there is no specific condition compared to other institutes. There is no specific condition from Algoma side. So feel free to please make sure you can connect with the students accordingly. Second question, Brent, for you. So partners are very curious since everyone is talking about master's program, and as Algoma has launched, which is absolutely thrilled, and it is absolutely great news that Algoma expanding a lot of master's programs. We have now Masters Global Business and Economics. Now we have Masters in Data Analytics. So, but when it's come to the academic requirements, so some of the partners little bit hesitate about, you're accepting 4-year bachelor's degree, because our partners have reached out on the website. They have checked. We are accepting 4-year bachelor's degree. We are taking 75%. Is there anything that Algoma or the faculty or the requirement or admissions team can do anything about it? Because I think the students we have majority for 3 years bachelor's degree holder compared to 4-year, but how are you going to cater these kind of questions where students are keen? The partners are absolutely thrilled to promote Algoma. They really want to engage student, but when it's come to these conditions, they stuck. So how are we going to handle these things?
Yeah, I think like in four-year degree is a pretty standard requirement in Canada, like at most Canadian universities for master's program. Certainly like public universities, four-year degree would be the requirement. What we have been able to do is we've figured out ways to accommodate more students. So if a student was very motivated, they certainly have the option to come and do their fourth year in Canada. Like we call it a honors diploma here at Algoma University. So they can come and do their fourth year in Canada and then transition into the master's program after that. A couple other things that we've done to try to work with students. Now we have an online English partner. So now when students, if they meet the overall IELTS condition of 6.5, but they have one or two bands below 6, it's no longer a rejection. What we're doing now is instead allowing them to take a 4-week English program. Algoma is covering half of the cost of that program to upgrade. When they're done that, they'll get a final LOA. So for these students, we've seen very strong students with 7.0 overall, but maybe one band is 5.5. So now we have an online option that's it's affordable and easy for students to upgrade there. They'll receive a LOA with no conditions once they complete that. The same thing with some of the courses. So for the Master of Computer Science, there are specific requirements. The reason they're there is because students need that knowledge to be successful in the program. Algoma offers many of these programs online. So that's also a change that we've made, that if a student is missing a course that we feel is mandatory for the program, rather than just a rejection right now, we're allowing them to take the Algoma course, again, at a discounted rate, not at international fees. Obviously, these courses are all available online, that they can take those programs. We're trying to work with students to make the programs more accessible. But the other point I would make is something that makes our computer science program so desirable is that we have something for everyone. So maybe for some of these students, master's program isn't the best option for them. And a graduate certificate, especially one of these new 2-year graduate certificates, is an option that works for them, right? Like I always think that if I was an RP, if a student walks through the door and they want to study IT or computer science, Algoma has an option for them. We've got 3-year bachelor degrees, 4-year bachelor degrees, 1-year graduate certificates, 2-year graduate certificates, and now 2 master's programs. If the master's program is not a good fit based on their academic background, maybe it is the graduate certificate that's a better fit for them.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, really. I really appreciate all the great explanation about the programs and the requirement conditions we have. I'll take a couple of more questions for you, then we can wrap this finally here. Can you just highlight a quick on any future prospect or any plans we have for expanding a post-grad diploma courses? Because if you look at it right now, we have only IT and environmental science, but is there any opportunity that Algoma is expanding new PG diplomas program in the near future?
Yeah, like conversations, but I don't think I'd be surprised if anything was ready for the fall. We have a lot of seats available in the cybersecurity, AI, and the IT graduate certificates. For graduate certificates in Canada, there is like a field of study requirement, and that's why people have seen like project management and business graduate certificates go away. So it's a little bit more restricted on the Canadian side, but something that we're looking at.
Perfect. Thanks, Brian. I have another question for you. So I met one of the partners today, and they mentioned like when it's come to Canada, students are more lenient and convenient for like diploma courses, but when it's come to degree in their mind, they feel like it's very expensive, right? But how are you going to position when it's come to different versus diploma versus degree? Why you think degree is important? I know Algoma has tons of options to still. We have more than 50 plus bachelor's degree program. We have 3 years and 4 years both, but still partners have this fear like diploma is easy and convenient because they still have 3 years of PGWP. But how are you going to differentiate between here? Like why diploma is absolutely important driving like in the future and prospect for international students when it's come to career and driving the skills and opportunity when they're looking for as an international student.
Yeah, Nisha, I'll talk about our tuition in a bit. I don't think we're that much more expensive, but the earnings potential is way higher with a degree. Any quality job in Canada the requirement is a degree in a discipline, right? Like any of the jobs at Algoma University in our IT department, the requirement is a degree. So even though they might be saving like a little bit of money on the education side of it, they're really limiting their earning potential when they graduate. Canadians, like all of the top students in Canada, the Canadian families send their kids to universities. Like public universities are the standard of where people strive to send their kids to go. So if they want to be eligible to apply for any job, like any job, if you look at the job ad, majority, any good job, the requirement is a bachelor's degree. And even if it's not a requirement for their first job, like it will be a requirement if they're looking for a promotion down the road. Like all of the earnings potential, I saw that you brought up a slide with the median earnings for those jobs. It made me consider changing careers. But those are all jobs that you require a degree to get. Like diploma graduates are not getting those jobs, and it's easy to get the data from the Canadian government on earning potential. And then I think with especially at Algoma, where we have 3-year bachelor program, which is a little bit unique. And Miguel or Dr. Garcia talked about the program a little bit, but then with those scholarships, really, it's not that much more expensive than a diploma program that you're getting. The total cost of the program is going to be around 50,000 Canadian dollars for a 3-year bachelor's degree. I think I would encourage students, if they have the grades, to enroll in that program because they're going to more than make up that difference while they're in money while they're working.
Perfect. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brent, because I think it's a very loud and clear explanation here that why degree is important. And I think everyone is agreed with the fact like degree has a like massive opportunity. It's just not within the Canada or within your home country. Wherever you go, like degree has it's always a recognized, it's always an opportunity. Even you're looking for masters, since we're talking on the master's program. So degree is the only key where you can get the access for getting an admission for masters, not a diploma courses. Last 2 questions, Brent, for you, then I'll just quickly wrap. Since you are in Sault Ste. Marie, why don't you just quick highlight about why Sault Ste. Marie is different and unique, and someone who wants to just enjoy the Canadian lifestyle, they should definitely consider Sault Ste. Marie, because I think first and foremost important thing when it's come to Canada, when it's come to Ontario, people always think about Toronto, right? Only thinks about Brampton. But people would love to hear, people would love to listen. What is this Sault Ste. Marie is all about? Would you mind if you can just highlight a few points here?
Yeah, I'll just highlight one or two, and then maybe I'll let Dr. Garcia talk about it. He chose to live there. I was born there. Miguel was not born there. He chose to live there, but I think quality of life, affordability is one factor. Like if people look at rents, we say rent in Sault Ste. Marie is about 50% of what rent in Brampton is. But maybe over to you, Dr. Garcia. You made a decision to move there.
Yes, thank you, Brent. I agree. The cost of life is a little bit less than in the greater Toronto area, and we're surrounded by nature. We're surrounded by woods, and that's another reason people choose Sault Ste. Marie. We are really close to nature. Yeah, and as I mentioned, the cost of life is less. And also, someone was asking about facilities, computer science facilities. We have basically the same computer science facilities here in Sault Ste. Marie and in Brampton. In terms of facilities, that's not a problem. It can be either campus. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, life is good. Dr. Garcia, I know he walks to work because I see him walking every day. And I walk or ride a bicycle to work. Life is good in Sault Ste. Marie.
Perfect. That's what we would love to hear. Like, why Sault Ste. Marie? Last but not the least, closing remarks from our very special guest, Brent, because now the top recruiter workshop is around the corner. And as you all know, what is all top recruiter workshop? This why it is important. I think most of you have attended, and if you have not registered, please make sure do the needful, because top recruiter workshop has a absolutely n number of opportunity, whether you're looking for options, whether within the US, UK, Australia, or Germany, or you would like to meet in person to Brent. So feel free to please register yourself. But Brent has a few words to say because he's excited to be back in India. Brent, over to you.
Yeah, please register. I'll be there. My flight is booked. I can't wait to be in South Asia again, and hopefully I'll see many of you there from all over the world. I would say I've been to all the top recruiter workshops, probably one of the few, but it feels like, if people ask me to describe it, it feels like you're at like an Apple product launch. Like it's very cool, modern, fun event to be at. And I'd love to see all of you there. And I've got lots of time. I hang around to chat about anything. So hopefully see you all in person in April.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Brian. And thank you so much, Dr. McGill, for joining in today and explaining and giving us the absolutely amazing information about why computer science, it's absolutely incredible and important for international students and why for our recruitment partners. So thank you so much for joining in today. And thank you so much for joining quite early this morning. We really appreciate your time and support. Thank you so much to our amazing recruitment partner for joining all across and joining this session. I hope this information is absolutely thrilled and remarkable. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us and to our account manager or to our regional representative. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening to all of you. See you. Bye.